Howdy. So just wanted to go through the new project setup that we have moved to, and just go through exactly what it means, how it works, and where you, the client, should be looking for input, and where your focus should be and how things move across in the timeline. So if you can see, we've still got the project outline. Here's where we're going to keep all the instructions. I don't know how long we'll keep these around for, but these are just for noting what each of the columns mean. They'll be labeled a bit better. But we'll always have the master client project card. And this is going to be the overview, from discussions with you, what you hope to get out of this project and what it should look like at the end. So the mood inspiration board is for visual items, concepts that you've seen that you would like to see included, or at least we can consider. So this could be, you could upload JPEGs or images of things you've seen that you like, how it looks, how it's set out, just screenshots of a service that you've seen and how it operates, anything. And that will guide us to how the look and feel of the end product is going to be. Goals and outcomes, you can also add to this if you like. I'll be adding this throughout our discussions as we go along, so that it can guide us to make the appropriate decisions when it comes to building features and how we go about building them. The ideas backlog is exactly what it looks like. It's going to be a backlog of ideas and features. The ideas backlog is exactly what it says. It's just where we're going to dump all the ideas that you come up with, we come up with, things that need to be fleshed out a bit more. And there'll be 3 types of tasks, or 4 types of tasks in here. There'll be a feature task, which means it's a complete new item. It's a new idea that's going to be developed and requires a bit more development time. An improvement, so this is something that you suggested could be better after playing with the product, or an addition to an existing feature, so it doesn't require as much of a development time. A bug, so a bug will not require any approval by you unless, of course, it drastically changes the way that the product will work. But a bug will take priority over everything else. So if there's a bug, this will circumvent the whole approval process, which I'll show you in a second. And bugs will be actively built and fixed, and that's a cost to us. So we fix all the bugs as part of the build process. And a service request, so service request being, just say you ask me to go and find out some information about something, that might be a service request, or just asking a general question that isn't a developer-related question. It can be directed at the developers, but if it's specific to a task, this could be a service request. Any other conversations that aren't related to a task but related to the product as a whole can be asked in the conversation channel here. Once we've fleshed out the idea or the feature, the card will be moved through to estimation required. This is where our team of devs will go in and add in the estimated time in here. So it could be 10 hours. I will also add in things like, because the developers don't add in testing time, so this could be 10.5 hours, half an hour to test. And then this will be the actual time that it will take to build this feature. This will be assigned to the developer in question. Once the developer's added in their time, they should move it across the client approval, and this will be assigned to yourself or someone on your team as the client to make a decision on whether we go ahead with that. If there's more information that's required, you can definitely update the task here, or put in your question and move it back to more info required. Once you've added your comments in, so you can just go in here and say this is approved. Once you've added that in, if you can unassign it from yourself and move it into the approved ready column, this is where the dev team will be watching and pick up any jobs. So this means it's ready to go and they'll start building. They will move it over to in progress. They will assign it to themselves and set a date of when they think it's going to be finished. If this isn't happening, please, if you notice that things are happening and no dates assigned to it, put a little comment in there. Feel free to give us a clip across the back of the head for it. Once they have finished building it, it will be moved to the client, the QA and client review. It will also be unassigned from them. This is where one of us, so myself or Ahmed, will come and do some quality assurance testing and just make sure it does work and it's good. Sometimes I'll throw it back into in progress with some updates to fix. After that, it'll be assigned to you or someone on your team to do the client review. And once you've reviewed it, you can move it to past user acceptance testing, unassign it from yourself. That way you can keep your inbox and queue clean. And from there, we will either add a billing channel. So sometimes our projects are automatically pushed out live, so we don't have to go live that week. Sometimes we do bulk updates, say with Chrome extensions, they have to be bulk loaded and then pushed out. And then the invoicing on the Monday following that week will reflect all the tasks that have been completed the prior week. Or vice versa, it will be in the live week field so that you know which version that we're uploading to. And that's basically how the new project system will work. So once it's up and running, it's quite fast. You'll notice that things are just being picked up and moved around all over the place. So as a client, your places to look at are here, column 4, client review, and client approval, essentially. And then, of course, if you're mentioned in any of the tasks, you will need you to respond in the task and give your feedback. All right, if you've got any questions, happy to answer those, and feel free to reach out to us anytime with any feedback or improvements. Thank you very much.